Good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Carly. I am a labor and postpartum doula, and I create content all about pregnancy and labor and motherhood and pretty much everything that falls in between. And if you're new here, this is my daughter Indigo. I had her this past November and she is just over 3 months old today. And I wanted to take you guys along throughout a day with her and kind of share her schedule, what it looks like, kind of like a day in the life of a 3-month-old. But before we jump into it, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a part of this empowering community. Be sure to hit that little notification bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. I upload one every single week. And give this video a thumbs up. We both just woke up, so you'll have to forgive me for my morning face.
Oh my god. A surprise poop? You just stinker. I've got my gather mat. If you have a baby, get one of these. These are so handy. She already ate on one side. I'm gonna offer the other side and see if she's hungry. And then we will get dressed for the day. Dressed and ready for the day. One of us is, at least. Go. So today is the day that Wilder is at school. So Drew and Wilder are already out of the house this morning. So whenever Indy and I get up, I always bring her out here and put her on her Lovevery Play mat while I kind of do whatever I'm gonna do in the morning time. If you guys haven't gotten yourself one of these play mats yet, I cannot recommend them enough. We got this when Wilder was a newborn and it has served its purpose for us a million times over. I don't know what they do to make things so engaging for kids. Having something like this is super helpful, especially in the morning time when you're trying to get stuff done around the house or get work done. I just truly cannot recommend them enough. We got an attachment that I think has made a world of difference. We actually take it with us whenever we're leaving the house too because she likes them so much. But they are these sensory strands and you can add them on whenever you order your playmat, and I think that they are an amazing upgrade. We also get their play kits, and the play kits are next level, unbelievable toys. I feel like whenever you're looking to get stuff for your kids, it's always just confusing about what you should and shouldn't get, and the stuff that they just do everything incredibly perfectly. Like everything is just done so right, and I can't recommend them enough. This is one of the ones that came in one of Indy's play kits, and she's been using it now. So she's a little over 3 months, and we've had the play kit since she was a little, I think maybe a couple weeks old. And it came with a bunch of different things that we could use all throughout the entire time frame. Plus, we can continue using them. Like, she's older than 3 months now, and she still loves this little one. And they're things that you can use with your play gym, or they can be on their own. We take this one with us whenever we're traveling too. She's looking at it right now. Look. I'm telling you, they really they have an amazing team of experts that develop toys for kids, and they just do it all so well. So anyway, I will leave a link for them down below. It is one of our most used things. We have this box. Someone asked me on Instagram how I keep like baby clutter at bay, and honestly, I don't as much as I would like to. It's just how it is sometimes. I do my best to keep it at bay, but like, you look around, there's little animals, there's cars everywhere. It's just how it kind of goes, especially with a toddler. Her, not so much because she isn't carrying stuff and like dropping it around the house, but Wilder just carries stuff and leaves it in random places. We find cars in our bed every single night. But I do try to keep it all organized at least. Even if I can't keep it out of sight, I keep it organized to not go crazy. Like for instance, these are not supposed to be in here, but Wilder put them in there. So, and like, you know, all of these things, none of these things are supposed to be in here, but it happens. So this is a box that I specifically keep for Indy, for Indy's toys. Hers are super small and she doesn't play with a ton right now. She's not very mobile at the moment, but they're things that have come in our Lovevery kit and other little bits and bobs that we've collected over the years. Lots of stuff that we used with Wilder. We haven't really had to get anything new because we had the Lovevery Play kits whenever Wilder was young. I just saved them all, and now Indy plays with them, and we haven't had to get anything new, and it's really, really nice because at first you might think they're a little expensive, and they are on the pricier end, but the quality is unbeatable, and they last for forever, and they're toys that your kids actually play with, which I'm all about. I hate getting stuff that my kids don't use. Makes me crazy. So anyway, she's playing on her playmat. I'm going to continue about my morning, and I'll check back in with you guys whenever she is about to do something different.
What?
So as you can hear, we're starting to get a little bit fussy. We are looking at her wake windows right now. She is anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours. So she has been up for a little bit over an hour and a half. So we're gonna go and get ready for her first nap of the day. So her first wake window of the day is going to be the shortest one. And then as the day goes on, they get longer and longer until bedtime. So during her first wake window, I don't bother getting ready. I stay in my robe or my PJs or whatever I'm wearing. And then I will get dressed and ready for the day when she wakes up. She's always really happy after a nap, so I try to take advantage of that, and I'll get dressed when she's just hanging out in her bassinet. While she's napping, it depends on what day it is. So today is Wednesday, and Wednesday is my non-work day. This is when I'm focused on just being mom, just focusing on the house, because today is a really big work day for Drew. I asked you guys over on Instagram, if you aren't following me there, go ahead and follow me. I am always talking to you guys on stories and asking questions. And I asked you guys if there was anything specific that you wanted to hear about in this video. So I'm going to answer some of those questions now. One of them is about managing both kids with two different schedules. And I totally get this. It has been a huge adjustment for us. And basically, most of the time we just divide and conquer. But there are days where one of us is going to be more like primary parent than the other one. So today I am more primary parent because Drew is at school most of the day. So it just works the easiest for me to have like days of the week that I'm focused on stuff. I can't like switch tasks very quickly. And so I find I'm much more productive if I just like put Wednesday is house day, mom day. And then Monday is my work day. Tuesday, the first half of the day is my work day. The second half of the day is Drew's work day. So we just alternate different days and kind of focus our energy wherever it needs to be depending on who has work to do. And because Drew's in grad school right now, it's a little bit different. He's not going to like a job from 9 to 5. He only has class that he has to attend and then do work for those classes outside of class. So it's more flexible for us, which is really awesome. And when he goes to class, his school is right next to Wilder's school. So he can drop Wilder off at his Montessori school. Wilder goes to his Montessori program for 3 days a week for half days. So it gets him out of the house a little bit, and it gives me a chance to continue working and have like one-on-one time with Indy, and it gives Drew one-on-one time with Indy because some days we'll take Wilder to school and Drew doesn't have to go to class, so he'll come back home and be with Indy so that I can work. So basically, we just have to sit down and decide which days we're going to do what and then try and stick to that schedule as much as possible. Honestly, the main thing that we struggle with whenever it comes to our schedules being opposite is making food. It is really difficult to stay on top of a healthy kind of homemade meal menu when we're both kind of, always running around. Drew is by far the cook in our house. I haven't had to cook a lot in the last few years because Drew is an amazing cook. He always does it. He's really fast and efficient, and he can just like whip something up and it's delicious. I'm very slow. I'm very methodical, and I have to have a recipe. I need to have all the ingredients for the recipe. I'm a little I get very flustered whenever I'm cooking. I am not quick on my toes. And so for me, in order to feel like I have a hold on things and I don't feel super overwhelmed by having to make dinner, I just have to have things planned in advance. So something that we've started doing for the last 2 months now, we have been sitting down every week and we've been deciding what we're going to eat every night of the week. We never used to do that because Drew was the one always cooking, and he could just, you know, do whatever. We would just get groceries and he would just make stuff. But I just can't operate that way. So we have been selecting meals that we want to have, and then getting all the ingredients for each meal. And every week I'll sit down and do, sorry if you can hear, Indy's monitor is on, it's on my phone. I sit down and I order our groceries on Instacart. Depending on how busy we are that week, we'll have them delivered. We usually will just go pick it up because it's not super far and it's kind of nice to get Wilder out of the house sometimes. So we will place an order at Sprouts. Sprouts is my favorite grocery store and they have the best stuff, and pricing wise, it's actually pretty good. We will do an order with Aldi as well. Aldi is by far the cheapest that you can get, and they actually have a lot of really awesome organic options. So we'll sometimes do an order with Aldi and with Sprouts if we're doing a really big order, but week to week, we tend to just do one Sprouts order. So while Indy's napping today, that is what I'm going to focus on. It actually takes quite a bit of time for me because I just process stuff slow, you guys. I was always a little slow in like getting tasks done. I get distracted very easily and just can't seem to keep focus. And after having kids, man, my focus is out the window. It's truly a struggle for me to get like one single task done. I get distracted and I want to like do something else. So I have set up boundaries to help myself. I'm going to do that now while I eat my breakfast and try and get that checked off my list before Indy wakes up from her nap.
Good morning. Mama? Did you have a good nap? Mom is making the bed again. Making the bed makes Mom and Dad happy. It makes us feel good. Yeah, it does. It makes us feel better whenever we have a made bed.
Now to get myself dressed. Much better. I still have to do my hair and put some jewelry on and a little bit of makeup, and then we'll be good to go. But first, let's have some milk.
Yeah. Oh, those are sweet.
So both kids are asleep right now. This is the time of day where I managed to have them both actually be asleep at the same time. So I want to talk about the things that we use for Indy's nap, kind of like our routine right now, our flow, and just our essentials. So we have this new bassinet. We aren't using it to oscillate anymore. We only use that feature kind of towards the beginning of the newborn time frame, but she is falling asleep on her own without needing it very much. So we only use it if like she's having a really, really tough time going to sleep, which she's just been in a really good flow recently. So we aren't using it. There's a function on the Snoo that you can turn it to, which is called weaning. So whenever you're in the Snoo app, you just go to settings and scroll down and you'll see a couple of options for motion limiting and weaning. And we just have the weaning function turned on right here. So what that means is it won't automatically start to oscillate. All it's doing is turning it on in the app so you can still track your baby's nap and like how long they're sleeping. And it also turns on the white noise machine. We have a white noise machine outside of the Snoo because I personally don't think that the white noise machine is loud enough, especially not with like a toddler running around during her naps. So we have a separate white noise machine, which is the Hatch machine, which you heard me using whenever I was putting her down. I turn on the lullaby music, which she absolutely loves. It soothes her immediately. Whenever she's upset and like ready to go down for a nap and crying, I'll turn it on and she calms down. That's when I'll give her binky. The binkies that we use are the Bibs binkies. She's not a huge binky baby. She's like, she likes it when she's going to sleep. It soothes her when she's crying, and then she spits it out and goes to sleep. When she wakes up from a nap upset, I give her a couple of minutes. I usually give her like 2 or 3 minutes to see if she'll go to sleep. A lot of times she does, and as the day goes on, it's less likely that she will, and I've talked about this in a video before. The first few naps of the day, she takes 3 naps during the day right now. Each one lasts between an hour to 2 hours. That's kind of her window, but she always wakes up at 45 minutes. Without fail, on the nose, 45 minutes, 46 minutes, she's gonna wake up. And I just know that, like, she does it literally at every single nap. And I could choose to wake her up then, but she usually goes back to sleep within 3 to 5 minutes. So if she cries a lot, like if there's a difference, you just know when you are around your baby, the types of cries that they have. And there's like a fussing cry, and then there's like a cry that is like, I need soothing type cry. So sometimes she wakes up and immediately you can tell that she's really upset. So I'll go in, give her binky, soothe her, and she goes back to sleep. Other times she wakes up, she's just kind of like moaning and groaning and like wiggling around, and she'll go back to sleep without me having to go in and give her a binky. We're also using the Ollie swaddle still. She is starting to roll over, and she isn't quite doing it all the way yet. So we're gonna start to transition her out of the Ollie swaddle. We are going on a trip here in the next week or so, and if I've learned anything about kids, it's that you don't want to do a ton of things all at once. We, like with Wilder, we have recently transitioned him out of diapers and into the potty, and he still uses his binky, and we kind of decided, we were like, are we going to take away the binky first, or are we going to try and do potty training first? We don't want to like overwhelm them with too many changes at once. So to like have the expectation that Indy would be able to adapt like that, she probably would do fine, and it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I just don't see a need to just yet, especially because with the snoo, you're inside of a swaddle that's like attached to the bassinet, and she's not going to roll over in that. Whenever we're traveling, we're not bringing the snoo with us, so we'll have to see how it goes. We were able to pick up our grocery order that I placed this morning. Drew just got home with it. He unloaded all the groceries, and he just left to go to class. So I am with the kids for the rest of the day until he gets back. And so while they're sleeping is when I will try to get some sort of house thing done. Like I said, Wednesdays are like my primary parent house day situation. So I'm going to focus on that until they wake up. Wilder should be waking up here shortly, and then Indy will follow shortly after that. Good morning again.
I want to go play on the block tower. I see women a big block tower. I see women in a big block tower. Oh, she can make a big block tower too. She can make one. I can make another one.
That sounds good to me. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
She can come. She's coming. Yeah. Good.
My camera battery died, but I'm unwilling to get up and leave this room because Wilder's kind of deep in play, and whenever I leave the room, he tends to get a little frustrated, and everyone's happy.
We're stuck in traffic.
They are stuck in traffic. Anyway, whenever he gets into like play mode like this, I do everything I can not to disturb him. Nice. Nice.
Can you start to clean up your blocks?
This is kind of when everyone starts to get a little
antsy, to say the least. So if we're gonna do a walk, this is usually when I'll do it. It is not raining anymore, thank God, and it's actually quite warm outside, which is really nice. It used to take us so long to get ready to go for a walk that it felt pointless because it takes 30 minutes to get ready and we'd walk for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna pop them in the stroller and get them outside before I have to put Indy down for her next nap. So Indy's nose is pretty stuffed up after her nap. So if you've never used this before and you are about to have a baby, get ready to use this all the time. It is a lifesaver and my best friend because babies can't blow their own noses. So we as their parents get to help them, even if they don't really love it while it's happening. They're always very grateful for it afterwards, aren't we? Hi, Mama. You're gonna not like me in a second. I'm very sorry. Let me get tissue. Hi, Wilder.
Look at this camera.
Oh, you're gonna get Mama's camera.
Hi. What's the drama?
You want to see Grandma?
Okay.
Here, let's call her. Let's see if she's available.
It's chill.
It's Dada. Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Wilder. So this is the time of day when Indy is usually the most fussy. The end of the day, she cries a little bit more and wants to be held a little bit more. So whenever Drew is home, it's fine because one of us can hold her while the other one does whatever needs to be done. But when it's just me, she ends up in our Solly Baby wrap. I would not be able to do anything without this wrap. It seriously saves us all the time. So she's all snuggled up in here. Wilder's on the couch watching some TV. Drew just got home and he is wrapping up the rest of dinner. And then we will give her a bath and that'll be her entire day. I'll put her down for bed 2 hours after she woke up, which today she woke up at 5:37, which means she will go to bed around 7:37. It's kind of like a 2-hour window before bedtime, depending on her sleep cues. But generally speaking, she's a 2-hour long baby. So that's probably where I'm gonna end it today. I feel like this video is gonna be crazy long and the rest of our night is very straightforward. Like I said, we'll give her a bath and then go straight to bed. But thanks for hanging out with us today and seeing kind of what a day in the life with a 3-month-old looks like. Like I said before, if you are not yet already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you as a part of this empowering community, and give this video a big thumbs up for Indy and sharing all of her whole day with us. And I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.